Welcome back to another video. I am Real Talk, your go-to destination for real, honest, and no BS dating site review. Here I give you all of the facts, I give you all of the information, and I tell you everything you need to know on how the dating site really works. And my goal is always to save you time, and more importantly, to save you from wasting a lot of money on a dating site that may not be worth your time. In this video, I will review two more dating sites, and they are DatingRise and Lovingfeel. Once again, I grouped two videos together or two dating sites together. That is because essentially they work exactly the same, and the only difference that you will see is the name and name only, but all other features are pretty much identical. So here we are inside of my DatingRise account, and this here is my Lovingfeel account. And as you can see, let me toggle back and forth. You can see the dating site is basically the same layout, and it will have the same features. And I will go through some of these features in more detail in the various sections of the video. Now, in terms of the type of members that you can find on DatingRise, I would say it is a mixed members, meaning you will find members from US, there are UK, Canada, a lot of Asian countries, and a lot of European countries. There are a lot of countries listed on here, but you will not find many members on some of these countries or none at all. So primarily DatingRise is US, Canada, European countries, and Latin American countries, and Asian as well. So a good mix overall. Now, as for Lovingfeel, Lovingfeel is mostly an Asian dating site. And when I say Asian, it's going to be a lot of Chinese, so Chinese from all over the world, and Chinese or Asians from these other countries also. There isn't much like Latin members on here. There are some Europeans and other groups on here, but primarily on Lovingfeel, what you will find are Asians. So Asians anywhere in the world. Okay, so the first thing that you should do is you need to complete your profile. And let me show you on DatingRise. Now also keep this in mind. Whatever I am showing on this screen here or on DatingRise, it is going to be the same for Lovingfeel. So for this part, I will just walk you through the profile using DatingRise, and it would also be the same for Lovingfeel as I have just said. So here I created a fake profile, and this step is pretty self-explanatory. Obviously put in your name and age and fill in all of your information. So your bio goes here, your about section goes here, and there are different categories of each one that you can go through and select. There's a spot for looking for a little story about yourself. So write 3 to 4, maybe 5 short sentences describing who you are and what you are about. Then at the bottom you can add a post or additional information that you want to include for other members to see. In a lot of profile, you will find a lot of additional posts in their information. I always recommend using one good screenshot or one good photo of your face like this. Be sure to add photos of your full body. Then add another 3 to 4 photos of something that you find interesting. Altogether, one good photo of your face, one good photo of your full body, and then any other photos that you want to add. So essentially that is your profile section. Once again, fill in as much information as you can. The more information that you share, that is more information other members would know about who you are and what you are about. And while I am in here in my profile, let me point out a few more things. So there are settings right here. So these are various settings that you can turn on and off. I won't go through each one specifically. It is self-explanatory. But as you can see, you can turn various features on here on and off. You do have the option of getting verified, so-called persona. This is very common across pretty much all of these dating sites. Doing this will get you like a verified badge in your profile. That is to let you know other members that you are verified and you say who you are. You can deactivate your account up here, or you can delete your account down here. Also, they have icebreakers. So icebreaker is what it sounds like if you don't know where to start or what to say. The site does offer you some options for icebreakers. Payment, so all of your payment information will show up here. So this keeps track of your payment history and how much money you are spending. And then finally, obviously, you can log out when you are done. Okay, so let's go through all of the features on here, and they are at the top. Obviously, this here is your main screen or your home screen, and where you can navigate everything about the dating site. At the bottom are additional information, so if you get bored, you can just come down here and look through the various information that you are looking for. Once again, it is down here at the bottom. So these are your main features. So you have newsfeed. And newsfeed is what it sounds like. These are just various people posting about themselves. You can certainly scroll through these and look through them and reach out to any person that you find interesting. So basically that is what newsfeed is. It is basically a post. All of your messages will show up here, and I will talk about message in a little bit more detail in the upcoming section. All of your mail will show up here as well. And once again, I will go over mail in more detail. I already went through search. There are many ways to search. That is self-explanatory. People. So people are just various members on here that the website may recommend to you. It is just like newsfeed. You can like them or you can just X them out, and the website will show you different people. Credits. All of your credits will show up here. And I will also spend a lot of time on credits because this is probably the most important feature on how these dating site really works. So essentially that is all of the features that you will utilize are credits. You can look through people. Obviously there's search, mail, messages, and newsfeed. Okay, so let me just touch on free features. What can you do on these dating sites for free that doesn't cost money? Well, the first thing that you can do is obviously you can browse profiles. You can look as many profiles as you want. So you can go to any profile. I'm just going to pick one right here, and this is Anna. Obviously, you can come in here, look through her profile and information. And as you can see at the bottom, there are a lot of information about the individual. There are gifts on here, and I will talk about gifts in the upcoming section. But essentially, you see her name and age and where she is from. Keep an eye on this. So there is this blue eye here, so this blue mark. So if you see this blue mark next to their name, it means that they are a verified user. So their name, age, and appearance has been verified. So at least you know they are who they claim to be. While you are in here, you can certainly hit a like, a wink, and a follow. You can obviously look through any photos that she may have posted. Some members may have private photos, and some members may have private videos. For private photos, in this case, you will have to start chatting with the person. But once she responds, you can see her private photo if she wants you to. And that is the same for any private video, but private video will cost you money. So that is essentially what a typical profile looks like, and your profile will look the same. Other free things that you can do on here obviously is you can look through the news feed, and I talked about that already. Messages. You can always read your messages for free, and it will show up right here. I am not here much, but your messages will be here. All of the chats, who's active, and any chat requests that you may have. So for example, here on DatingRise, I do have a couple of messages, as you can see, and this is typically what it looks like. Mail. Once again, all of your mail will show up right here. So inbox, anything that you have starred, outbox, and anything that you have deleted. You can always read your initial mail for free, and it will tell you free right here. And then search, I went through search already. I already touched on people. So essentially that is all that you can really do for free on here. Browse profiles, you can read your messages for free, and in some cases you can read your initial mail for free. Every other features on here is going to cost you credits, and I will talk about that here in the upcoming section. Okay, so I just mentioned credits here a second ago or previously, so let's go through this particular section. I already went through what you can do for free, which is not a whole lot. So what are credits and why do you need it? Well, credit are the internal currency used for any paid services. You will need credits to respond to mail. You need credits to message and chat, use any stickers or emoji, view any private content such as photo or video, share any photo or video, and then you need credits to send gifts. And I will talk about gifts in more detail in the upcoming section also. Sometimes if you are a new member, you may get a complimentary credit. Generally they give you 20 credits just to start with. In this case I did not get any, but I know the reason why. All of your purchase credits will show up here. It keeps a history of how much money you are spending, so you really need to pay attention to the amount of money and credits you are purchasing. Down here are the pricing for the various features that you will need to consider. So you have chat, mail, and other. So let's take each one category at a time. Starting with chat. So on here, chatting is 2 credits per minute. You have sticker, which is 5 credits. Any photo or audio is 10 credits each. Any video or post is 50 credits each. Video and post are your 2 most expensive options. It will use credits very quickly, so be careful on how you are using these features right here. Mail. So you can send a lot of mail, and mail is a good way to send a long letter. It is a good feature, but mail can get expensive as well. So essentially this is how mail or letter work. Your first letter is 10 credits in a thread. Each letter after that is 30 credits. So for example, if you get 2 letters, well, your first letter is going to be 10, it's going to be 10 credits. Each letter after that will cost you 30 credits. So it gets more expensive the more that you use it. Opening a letter in the mail, you can open your first letter is free, and it will say free. Every letter that you will open after that is going to cost you 10 credits. You do, or they do give you the option of sending or adding a lot of photos in a letter for free of charge. So that is one good thing about it. Photos, opening any photo in the mail, your first one is free. Every photo after that is 10 credits. So again, for example, you receive 3 photos in the letter. You can open the first photo for free. Photos number 2 and number 3 and so on will be 10 credits each, so pay attention to that as well. And I already mentioned video is your most expensive option. Video is 50 credits to view. There are other things on here like opening a video in your profile is 50 credits, and it will say 50 credits before you open it. You do have gift options on here, and I will talk about that again in the upcoming section. And there are some unique gifts that you can purchase for 1 credit. So essentially that is all of the features for chat, mail, and other things on here, and also why you need credits. In terms of credit packages and how much they cost, you can find that information right here. Now, this dating site has changed their credit packages and costs quite a bit since I've come across these dating sites well over a year ago. So the whole system, the whole packages has changed a lot. It may look cheaper, actually it is more. But anyway, they do offer 10 packages overall, anywhere from 500 credits for $250 all the way down to 20 credits for $10. And then just taking a look at DatingRise, let's check out the credit packages. I am sure it's probably the same. And yes, they are. So once again, 500 credits as the largest package, and then all the way down to 20 credits for 10 bucks. So these are all of the available credit packages both of these dating sites are offering. And like I said, they have changed these features quite a bit. And while I am in here, let me point this out because this is very important, and that is credits and the cost. For example, let's say you purchase 500 credits for $250. Now this is extremely expensive. Then you have to ask yourself, how long will credits last? Like, how long will 500 credits actually last? I will promise you this: 500 credits will not last you 1 month. 500 credits won't even last you 2 weeks. 500 credits won't even last you 1 week. More than likely, 500 credits may last you 1 or 2 days, depending on how you are using the features. So for example, keep this in mind. You are charged 2 credits per minute to just chat. That's right, 2 credits per minute. So if you were to look at it this way, 2 credits per minute, 60 minutes per hour. So that's 120 credits per hour, 500 credits. You roughly get 4 hours of chat time, give or take a little bit. So 500 credits will only last you roughly 4 hours, and that costs you $250. Now, in reality, 500 credits won't last you 4 hours at all. That is because when you are starting to use photos, you are starting to use videos, it's going to chew up your credits much faster. I mean, take a look at any video. If you open up 10 video in 1 hour, but that's 500 credits right there. Poof, gone. That didn't even last you 1 day. It just lasted you 1 hour or even 30 minutes, depending on how fast you are using these features. On top of that, you are using letters. Letters can be very costly. It's 10 credits for the first, 30 credits after that. So you can essentially use about 15 letters if you were to just use letters and letters only. So that may not last you 1 hour either. The point I am making is 500 credits for $250 is very expensive, and it will not last you as long as you think. And I have just went through, if you were just to play it safe, chat and chat only, yeah, you can get 4 hours of chat time. But when you starting to add all of these other features here, video posts, mail, like I said, your 500 credits will can evaporate in less than an hour or 2. So please be careful on the amount of money you are spending and all of the features you are using. Because like I said, your credits will evaporate quickly, and next thing you know, you're out of $250 and you are scratching your head. Do I spend another $250 to get another hour? Well, I hope you don't. So once again, credits on here are expensive and it does not last very long. Now here is an important feature on here that all of you need to keep this in mind. So if you are on DatingRise or Lovingfeel, you need to know that exchanging contact on here is prohibited. The dating site will block and prevent you from exchanging your email or phone number. They just don't want you to do it. They want you to spend as much time and pay as much as possible. They do not care about relationship. They just care about making money. So for example, and I'm just going to pick on Elaine right here. If I were chatting with Elaine and I wanted to put in my email or phone number in this chat box right here, hit send, well, she will not get that email or phone number. It will be blocked, it will be scrubbed out. So you can't do it this way. That is the same if I wanted to send my email or phone number inside a letter. It will be blocked, it will be scrubbed out. More than likely, she may not even receive the letter. So doing it in a letter just won't work either. Now let's say I try to get creative and I put my email and phone number inside a picture. So here is an example that I will use. Let's say this is my picture. I put my email and phone number right here, and I try to attach this picture inside a letter right here and try to hit send. But that picture will not be sent. More than likely that picture of my email and phone number, this will be censored out. It may be just nothing but stars. So attaching my picture to a letter isn't going to work either. Even if I were to try and attach that picture inside this chat box, once again, that picture will be scrubbed out. It will be blocked. More than likely, my email and phone number will be scrubbed. So you can't do it this way either. And then finally, let's say you try to get creative, or I try to get creative, and I say let's use a social media app. So I mentioned in here Facebook or Instagram, X, whatever. Any mention of any of these keywords or phrases in a letter or in this chat box, more than likely it won't get sent. She will see nothing but stars. And that is even true if you were to try to mention using a different dating site. You tell a person, hey, go use this dating site, whatever the dating site is, and try to send. Once again, that won't work. It will be scrubbed or blocked out. So essentially, this dating site has done an amazing job of blocking and preventing any exchange of emails or phone number. They will also block any keywords or phrases. They just don't want you to get off of the platform. So overall, exchanging contact on here is very difficult, if not impossible. Now, the dating site does provide you a way to exchange contact information if you want to go through that process. And you can find the information here at the bottom in the terms of use, or you can contact customer support. I have already done this. I know how this dating site works, so let me save you the trouble and let me show you the process the dating site wants you to use. And keep this in mind, it may have changed a bit, but overall, after 100 dating sites, these are the most common ways that I see that members must go through to exchange contact. So here's how it works. You have to spend 5,000 credits. And 5,000 credits on most dating sites is roughly $1,200 to $1,400 per member. That's right. You need to spend this much for each member that you want to exchange contact information with. So currently on a lot of dating sites, it has gone up to $2,500. So that is a shitload of money to get someone's phone number. In addition, you will be required to upload certain documents. So it could be a driver's license, a passport, and fill out a lengthy form. So to me, this is a security risk to your information. You are providing sensitive information to an unknown dating site. On top of that, there is no guarantee that they will allow you to get personal information either. I've heard of many cases where they spent the money and they still couldn't get email or phone number. So keep that in mind as well. And number three is not applicable to DatingRise or Lovingfeel, but some site may still require you to chat with a member for 15 days before you apply to get her or his contact detail. So essentially, these are all of the requirements that you must go through to obtain a personal information on any of these sites. And lastly, I mentioned this a few times, but let's talk about gifts. On here, all of the profile will have the option of sending a gift. So let me quickly show you that. I'm just going to pick on Lynn for this particular section. But as you can see, there are a lot of information on here, and I showed you this already in her profile. So she does have private photos and also a video. But anyways, all of the profile will have this gift option right here. So, but keep this in mind, especially to you guys, and that is all of these gifts are virtual gift. Virtual meaning they are fake. It is not real. She gets nothing real. She gets nothing tangible. She gets nothing that she can touch and feel. All of these are just fake. They are just pictures of various gifts. Now, you may think this is like a good thing to do, But to me, this is an absolute sucker bet. Don't be a sucker and don't send any of these fake gifts. However, what is not fake is the actual cost. So for example, let's say you want to be cute and you send her this I love you picture or emoji. Once again, all she will receive is this picture that says I love you. But it will cost you 289 credits just to send this picture. 289 credits, that's like 120 bucks, 130 bucks, something like that, just to send a picture. Why would you spend that kind of money to send someone a picture? You may think you're being cute, but in reality, you are just a sucker. You are sending nothing but a picture. Overall, gifts on here are fake. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money by sending just a picture to someone. You may think it's sentimental, or you may try to be a gentleman, but overall, it is an absolute waste of time. And more importantly, it is an absolute waste of credit and money. But anyways, guys, you have been warned. If you want to send fake gifts, that is up to you. But for my money, I'd rather spend that money chatting and using other features. But that is for you to decide. And before I forget, now there are ways on here, there are tips and suggestions that I can help out with or provide to you for how to exchange contact information. Now, instead of paying the extortion fee of $1,200 to $2,500, there are things that you can try that works in many cases. So if you want tips and suggestion on how you can exchange personal information on both of these dating sites that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, and generally it will work if you do it correctly, send me a video. So this here is my email, realtalkdatingsitereview@gmail.com. Once again, send me a private message. Tell me what dating site you are using, and I will respond back to you with a handful of tips, ideas, and suggestions that you can try for yourself to exchange contact information. Once again, just send me an email, and I will certainly respond back to you. And finally, before I go, my recommendation. Do I recommend DatingRise or Lovingfeel? Well, the short answer is no, I do not. And let me refresh your memory. Well, number one, there's not much you can do for free, and I already talked about the free section. Number two, credits. You need to purchase credits, and credits cost a lot of money. So like I said, if you were to purchase 500 credits, this is a very small amount for $250, and credits don't last very long. And I also talk about this in the previous section. And then number three, you really can't exchange personal information on here. It is difficult to exchange email and phone number, and if you were to pay for this service, it can cost you, up to $2,500, and you need to provide sensitive information. So I do not recommend doing this at all either. So essentially, it is just too expensive on here. Credits don't last very long, and it is a pain in the ass, if not impossible, to exchange personal information. So essentially, those are the reasons why I do not recommend any of these dating sites, and I don't recommend you getting on here either. And let me point this out before I close. I do have additional videos that you can check out. Link will be in the description. Here I talk about gifts, why you shouldn't send gifts, so I kind of went through this already. Down here I talk about credits, why credits disappear quickly. Here I talk about contact info being blocked. And then in this video right here, it is a good one to watch. There are hidden features on both of these dating sites. So this video right here have other useful information that you may not be aware of, but it is worth watching to learn these additional features. And then down here, I always recommend that you verify a person's profile. So this video talks you through some ideas and tips that you can use to know if a person you're chatting with is real or not. So essentially, that is a wrap for both DatingRise and Lovingfeel. I hope you learned a lot of good information in this video. So with that said, I do wish you good luck on your dating journey, and I will see you in the next one.